Damn, this college football season just keeps motoring along. A couple of lousy games last night, right? Stanford and UCLA. Who the hell cared about that game? Okay, but I digress. Let's move forward. For this Friday video report, I've got complimentary plays coming up on the games between Pittsburgh and Syracuse at the Carrier Dome and Ohio State and Northwestern. Plus, I'm going to tell you why I love game number 5 of the ALCS from a guy who has made you a fortune in baseball this year, who has turned in winning seasons 15 of the 18 years since I created this website, but why I'm not betting it. But I love the game, and I'm going to break that one for you down for you as well. Listen, guys, I got to tell you, it's going to be hard to stay awake in this video report. I haven't slept in, let's see, what time is it right now? It is 4:30 Eastern time as I'm shooting this video report. I've been up for 29 straight hours. I took a red eye from Vegas to get here to do this video report and break down and handicap the card, update the sites, and then here I sit in front of this camera, and I'm tired. I just got back from Vegas, where I was at for this past week for the Global Gaming Expo, which is the big thing in the gambling world. I walked more miles than I possibly have in years at the Sands Convention Center. I went to more boring parties than I possibly could imagine going to. I exchanged more business cards. And who said people didn't use business cards? I didn't think anybody used business cards anymore. But I swear to God, I walked away with a stack of this high of business cards. The biggest problem I had this week was making sure that I handed out my business card instead of that stack of other people's business cards. Whew, I'm telling you, I'm beat. And I'm a guy that, works 16, 18 hours a day and live on 2-3 hours of sleep for the last 25 years. But I digress. Let's move forward. How boring were those college football games last night, huh? Stanford, UCLA? I mean, what a lousy game. Okay, so let's move on. And then I'm on the plane. But hey, listen. Let's talk about what's really pissing me off today. So I get on the first leg of my flight today, and inevitably, so I've got a window seat. It's a great seat. Extra leg room, main cabin, extra on American. It's a great seat. And then, of course, the guy that gets in the middle seat next to me, right? He's built like a middle linebacker, okay? Little big. I think he showered at least 3 days ago. He had so much cologne on because I think it was covering up the fact that he hadn't showered for 3.5 days, okay? He's a guy who should have been at the Jenny Craig convention, okay? That's where he should have been going in Vegas this week. So he gets in there. He immediately sits back. Mr. Elbows. He believes that armrest, he owns it. Sits there, overnight, red-eye flight. The guy snored like a Mack truck. Nonsense. I have my earbuds in, and I can still hear this SOB snoring. And, of course, if the guy's married or has a girlfriend, I can only imagine. He must be getting like 2-minute roughing penalties every night because of the amount of elbowing he's doing. I wanted to kill him. And it was a full flight. I couldn't go anywhere. It's just, I couldn't wait to get my next connection to get the hell off that plane. Okay, I feel better now. I got that off my chest. So let's talk about the guy who has the big play today. If you're interested, that would be Jack Brayman, who is not only going for winning day number 6 in a row, but this week he's a perfect 4-0 with 100 dime, his normal top-rated releases after cashing with the Chiefs last night. Well, tonight he has the 12th ever 200 dime double wager release in college football. It's on Pittsburgh and Syracuse. You get it for over half price off, just like last night's 100 dime winner on Kansas City, by using coupon code 200dime or 200DIMER. All your other discounts and coupon codes are over on the homepage. Let's talk about that game to start. The Pittsburgh team that you're seeing playing tonight at the Carrier Dome is not the same team that started the season by getting crushed at home by Virginia, not the team that had the lackluster win in week number 2 against Ohio. This is a Pittsburgh team that has played very well defensively. Great pass rush. I think they're number 2 in the nation in terms of sacks. A team that is allowing just 276.8 yards in total yards per game. So this is a team that is really gelled. Offensively, pretty one-dimensional. Being they can throw the ball, but they really haven't been able to generate much of a run game. But then again, Kenny Pickett has played well. He throws for a lot of yards, only has 6 touchdowns versus 4 interceptions, but they move the chains. But you see how they make games entertaining. And I mean, remember what happened a couple weeks ago when they jumped out to the 3-touchdown lead at Duke and let Duke come right back? They make the games closer than they have to be. On the other hand, let's talk about the Syracuse team. This is a team that has a 3-3 record. The wins have come against Liberty, Western Michigan, and Holy Cross, and whatever school you went to in 3rd grade. Okay, that's their wins. Their losses have come against the 3 Power 5 opponents they have played: Maryland, Clemson, and NC State. They've lost those 3 games by a combined score of 120-36. 20 of the 26 sacks their offensive line has allowed, which is the most in college football, have come against those Power 5 schools. This is a bad team. That's the bottom line. And you've got Pittsburgh as a 4-point favorite. So you know what I'm going to tell you. When that line crosses 3, 4, 7, and sometimes 10, my wife is not here. She's still in Vegas, which means she's sitting in front of a video poker machine, not thinking of me. I can tell you that right now. She would say, I know what you're going to say. When the line crosses 3, 4, 7, and sometimes 10, you buy down the half point. If you're betting the favorite, or if you're on the underdog, you're buying up the half point. And that's what I would recommend doing with the Pitt Panthers in this spot. Okay, Ohio State and Northwestern are both coming off byes. Who do you think's the happier team? Now, the Buckeyes do have a big look-ahead game with Wisconsin. You have to take that into account. But you also have to realize that Northwestern is not very good. I don't even know if very good is, it's fair to use that phrase at all when we're talking about Northwestern. They're just a bad team. This is a Northwestern offense that has 8 touchdowns on the season. 8 on the season. They're 128th in the nation in scoring offense. There's only 130 Division I teams, okay? They're 125th in yards per game at 292.8 yards a game. Hell, Ohio State could get that in the first half here tonight. They replaced Hunter Johnson, the struggling sophomore quarterback, with a redshirt junior, Aiden Smith, who in his first start, that loss to Nebraska, I think it was a 12-10 or 13-10 final 2 weeks ago, he was 19 for 32 with an interception and 136 yards. Ohio State, by the way, their offense, 39 touchdowns in 6 games. Northwestern, 8 touchdowns. Ohio State, second in total defense in the nation, giving up about 9 points a game. National best, 28 sacks, led by Chris Young, who has 8.5 this season. And you know what Ohio State can do offensively. They've won 7 straight in the series. They've covered 6 of those 7 games. I say lay the points with Ohio State. I don't see Northwestern getting more than 7 points in this game. I think that Ohio State wins this game either 30-7 or 45-7. Now, you see what I just did there, right? They're either going to cover or they're not. I don't think their defense is going to give up much. It depends on how much Ohio State wants to be focused. But I think here the key tonight is that Ohio State, coming off the bye, starts a little sluggishly, but I think they put it together in the second half, pull out, extend that margin, because they've got to get the offense fine-tuned because of that battle with a very tough Wisconsin team that is pitching shutouts one after another, and they use this game as a tune-up for the Badgers showdown next week when they kick the Badgers' ass. FYI. Okay, now let's talk about the game here between the Astros and the Yankees. Why I didn't play them tonight. You know, laying minus 140, minus 145 is not how I make money in baseball. I live on the run line, and you know that. Playing those type of favorites, yeah, I have the profit to do it. I have the bankroll to do it. But that's not how I make money in baseball. So instead, I looked at the take-back on the money line, just like I did on Tuesday night, where instead of laying $1.50 with the Astros and Cole, I jumped on the Astros at plus $1.10 on the run line. Well, the run line price tonight is $1.15 on the Astros. Not bad. The difference is, and here's the problem, the Astros don't support Justin Verlander as well offensively as they do with Cole. If you remember, I pointed out with Cole, during that great 24-start run they had with him, they had won those games by 2 runs or more at almost an 80% clip. Verlander is a guy over the last couple of years who often wins the game, and the Astros just don't give him the support. And it's amazing how you'll find certain pitchers who don't get the offensive support they deserve, even though they pitch so well. And then there's other guys, Drew Pomeranz, for example, a guy a couple of years ago who had some great success and great wins, who doesn't pitch that great, but gets all types of offensive support. Eduardo Rodriguez of the Boston Red Sox this year. He just walks to the mound and the Red Sox score 7 runs a game. Guys like that. I mean, it's just amazing. Some guys get support, some guys don't. Verlander is just one of those guys who habitually has screwed me by not getting enough offensive support. So that leads me back to playing the Astros at minus $1.40 to $1.45. I think it's a strong play, but it's just not one that I wanted to bet. And I thought that the game between Florida Atlantic Marshall is a slightly stronger play. That's a 15-dime play. I would make the Astros a 10-dime play tonight if I was to play a second game on the board tonight. Because the fact is, listen, Verlander, 4-0 with a 2.38 earned run average and 7 career postseason starts against the Yankees. 2-0 in 3 starts with a 1.19 ERA against the Yankees while pitching for the Astros in the postseason. Interesting numbers that I found. Verlander, in the first go-round in a playoff series against a team, has a 2.94 earned run average. The second time he faces a team in a playoff series, that earned run average, 2.84. James Paxton, not a big money pitcher. Yeah, he won the 10 straight decisions to close out the regular season. What did he do in Game 1 of the ALDS against the Twins? 4 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs allowed, needed 86 pitches, fell behind 12 of the 20 hitters he faced. What did he do in game number 2 against the Astros? 2 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 51 pitches to 12 hitters, and 9 of those 12 hitters, he fell behind them on the first pitch, not sharp. So again, I would take the Astros here. Of the 3 plays tonight, which ones do I like the most? Pittsburgh and the Astros would be on the top tier. Ohio State, just because of the big number, would be number 2. So that'll do it. I wish you well. Talk to you again tomorrow.